From natural disasters, deadly outbreaks, and devastating attacks on civilizations, Earth might be in a whole lot of trouble. For most of us, we are just so concerned with our day-to-day lives that we become so narrow-minded to the possibility that a catastrophic event might wipe out the planet, but for others, they're completely prepared with their nuclear fallout shelters and doomsday bunkers. So are they as crazy as we think, or are they onto something? Well, how's it going, YouTube? I'm your host for this one, Landon Do Not Sing, and welcome back to another Most Amazing Top 10 video. Be sure to leave us a comment in the comment section and let us know what video you guys would like to see next. And right now we are almost at 6 million subscribers. So if you guys aren't already a part of the Most Amazing family here on YouTube, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and become a part of the almost 6 million of you guys, which is absolutely insane. I just want to say thank you guys so much for that. And on my Instagram at Landon Productions, we're almost at 100,000 followers, so thank you. So let's dive right into this one. This is the top 10 future disasters that might happen soon. Hopefully not too soon, because I'm a little freaked out right now doing the research for this video. I read about a lot of things. Well, starting off this list, number 10, extreme wildfires.
This is what the firefight looks like overnight in the hills outside Los Angeles. A dangerous storm of hot embers raining down on crews as they walk a gauntlet of fire.
Okay, we all know that unfortunately California is no stranger to wildfires because of the temperatures in the winter and the dry summers, making it one of those flammable places on Earth. California is unfortunately the target for some of the most relentless and intense wildfires that the country has ever seen. And some of these fires are pretty recent. These fires are exceptionally fast and they leave devastating damage. In the past, wildfires have ruined hundreds of thousands of acres and thousands of homes. People have lost their lives, and unfortunately these wildfires show no sign of stopping. The firefighters and their resources are stretched to their capacity, and sadly these wildfires have become, the norm. If we don't do something about it, these wildfires could potentially wreak havoc on the entire state, and if we're not careful, they pose a huge risk of becoming megafires that can threaten both human lives and the ecosystem as well that we depend on really heavily. And you know what? It's gonna get a lot worse before it gets better. A super eruption explodes in at number 9 on this list. Do you guys remember how much the Yellowstone supervolcano was in the news? Well, the threat of that erupting has nothing on this other supervolcano in Indonesia. The Lake Toba supervolcano is located on the island of Sumatra. This is where the largest volcanic lake is on Earth. Its last eruption was 74,000 years ago. It is estimated that around 2,800 cubic kilometers of volcano ash and lava were pushed into the atmosphere, and guess what? It might erupt again, like pretty damn soon.
75,000 years ago on the Indonesian island of Sumatra, the supervolcano Toba erupts, sending the entire planet into climatic chaos.
If this thing erupts, the amount of ash and sulfur dioxide produced will have an enormous effect on the climate. But the fun doesn't stop there. Toba is located on an island that is home to over 50 million people. I mean, this is an island I never knew about, and it has more people than Canada. Canada has 30 million. Well, 50 million people are going to be vulnerable if this thing blows. Oh, and it's also about 40 kilometers from the Indian Ocean, so it can cause catastrophic tsunamis as well. And the scary thing about this whole thing is that there are literally nothing that we can do to stop it. How do you stop a supervolcano? Climate change will reshape the surface of Earth, and this takes us to number 8.
Studies suggest that a global temperature increase of just 3 degrees Celsius would displace more than 600 million people. The average global temperature has already risen a full degree in less than 50 years, and it's continuing to increase more and more rapidly.
I hate to break it to you guys, but climate change isn't just a theory or, fake news. The gradual rise in surface temperature here on Earth could literally reshape our planet. Our overuse of fossil fuels release greenhouse gases that interfere with the stratosphere, and as a result of that, instead of repelling heat rays from the sun, we are now trapping in heat, and we have a lot of evidence to support that. Our sea levels are rising, and we're experiencing extreme droughts, and all of those wildfires and severe weather storms are all the causes of climate change. So what will our planet look like in the future? Well, it's not going to be pretty according to this. Scientists who specialize in climate change predict that by 2050, so that's in our lifetimes, we're all going to be in a lot of trouble. There's a chance that human civilization could be seriously threatened, and that's if we don't do something about it now. Number 7, Megathrust earthquake in Chile. This earthquake has already erupted in April 2014, and the results were absolutely horrific. It was an 8.2 magnitude earthquake that caused landslides and tsunamis to hit the coast. But the scary thing about that is it created the possibility for an even larger earthquake to erupt in the near future. This earthquake erupted near the Ring of Fire, which is where 75% of the world's most active volcanoes can be found. So when one earthquake erupts in this sensitive area, it causes faults to come under severe amounts of stress, and it can ignite other devastating earthquakes. So basically, if this same volcano erupts, which experts are predicting that it will do, we are going to be in a whole lot of trouble. There's going to be a lot of people, including myself, saying, is this real life right now? Mount Fuji eruption takes us to number 6. Mount Fuji is the highest volcano in Japan, standing in at 3,776 meters high, which is, it's pretty tall. And it is considered to be one of Japan's 3 sacred mountains. The last time it erupted was in December 1707. It is considered to be a dormant volcano, but we still have to be vigilant and continue to observe it, because if we aren't prepared for it, well, Mount Fuji could do some serious harm. If Mount Fuji were to erupt in the near future, it would hit areas that are at least 1,000 kilometers away from the base with volcanic ash. A Japanese government study warned us that as many as 750,000 people would be forced to evacuate the surrounding areas and Japan's transportation system, and that's due to the amount of volcanic ash that would interfere with the machinery. And if that's the case, people wouldn't be able to leave their homes or receive food or even medical attention. A professor also warned us that an eruption could happen by the end of 2015, so I guess we're long overdue for that one, because last time I checked, I think we're in 2019. So, but you know what? That actually terrifies me even more, because it means it's overdue. Just like the San Andreas fault, isn't that like due any time now? Moving on to number 5, the east coast of the United States will be submerged. It's not even a question of will it be submerged, it's when will it be submerged. Do you guys remember Hurricane Sandy? Well, Hurricane Sandy, it hit the Caribbean, and it also hit up the East Coast in late October of 2012. This massive storm left thousands of people dead, thousands homeless, and millions without power. NASA said that Hurricane Sandy was a freak storm, and they predict a storm like this one will probably only happen about once in 700 years. But due to the current sea levels and the amount that the water is rising, it is predicted that the East Coast might be underwater by 2050. During a study, the rising sea levels have been going on since 1987, and they've been rising about 0.3 millimeters per year. That may not seem like a lot to you guys, but over time, it can be catastrophic. The sea levels on the East Coast are rising 3 to 4 times faster than anywhere else in the world. So yeah, New York City can literally be flooded by 2050, and this is a pretty popular theory. I guess you guys should visit the Statue of Liberty before it goes for a swim. Last time I was in New York and I tried to visit the Statue of Liberty, it was actually under construction, so I never got the opportunity, but something tells me I should go soon. Number 4, the largest tsunami ever. First, let me give you guys some perspective. Take a look at this picture right here. Could you imagine seeing this massive wave like coming towards you? You know, you're in the ocean and yeah, you see that coming for you. I don't know what I would do. Probably close my eyes and just accept fate, because I don't think there's anything that I can do. I would definitely look at it and be like, is this real life right now? And then, yeah. But sadly, this can be a harsh reality in the near future. Scientists predict that a volcano in the Canary Islands will erupt, causing the largest tsunami in recorded history. According to their calculations, this gigantic wave will travel at 800 kilometers an hour or 500 miles per hour. It will be 330 feet tall when it hits land, and it will reach Florida within 9 hours of being created. So if you're considering buying a condo in Florida, you might want to think again, unless you are a risk taker. Which me, I don't know if I take many risks. but I did jump out of a plane and went skydiving. That's a pretty big risk, right? Devastating solar storms brings us to number 3. Yeah, that's right. One of the biggest disasters that could be facing mankind might not have even originated from our planet. This potentially fatal disaster could come directly from the sun. According to a recent study, there is a 12% chance that a major solar storm could hit Earth, but the odds could exponentially increase. If this happens, it would interfere with radio, GPSs, satellite communications. It would be pretty bad, which could also affect millions of electronics from around the world. And you know what? The fun doesn't stop there. Power grids would be out of commission, which means a worldwide blackout. I don't know what I would do without my cell phone. And if this does happen in the near future, it can cost about $1 to $2 trillion just in the first year of impact, and it would take us a very long time to get back to where we are. Now, in at number 2, a disease outbreak. We recently learned that the Earth isn't immune to outbreaks of deadly diseases. Ebola, the plague, mumps, measles, and scarlet fever could all make a comeback if we aren't careful. Yes, we have vaccines, but unfortunately outbreaks of dangerous diseases will soon be our new reality. Things like refusing to get vaccinated, lowered immunity, drug resistance, and climate change are all major contributing factors to this threat. And think about all of the other diseases that we haven't even discovered yet. Right now our population is about 7.53 billion, that's at the time of this recording, but it's expected to rise to about 10 billion people by 2050. I mean, a lot is about to go down in 2050. People are gonna need more places to live and food to eat, which means an increase in urbanization, population, migration, and killing off natural habitats and converting them to farms. So the potential for new pathogens to rise is something that will happen in the foreseeable future. All of the hand sanitizer in the world won't be enough to save us all. But as soon as an outbreak happens, I'm gonna try to attempt to buy all the hand sanitizer. And now topping list number 1, we have World War III. With the rise of terrorism, hostility between Russia and the US, and conflicts in Syria and the Ukraine, well, these could all be the driving forces behind a potential World War III. I mean, just saying World War III is absolutely terrifying. Oh, and let's not forget about North Korea's strange fascination with nuclear weapons. So yeah, if we aren't careful, a full-on war has the potential to break out, and since our weapons are so powerful now, with all the technology, they are more deadly than before. The world could literally be wiped out. Have you ever heard the saying, I don't know how World War III will end, but I do know how World War IV will start. It will start with sticks and stones. Donald Trump said that he wants to modernize America's nuclear arsenal, but we don't know what North Korea has up their sleeves or what kind of stealth operations are going on in Russia.
There are many things that could trigger World War III, but I hope those in charge of firing the guns realize what's at stake is way more important than an aggressive response.
Well, there you guys have it. This is the end of this video. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys all in the next most amazing top 10 video.